Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sunday Berries. Today, I will be creating a very small painting in a concertina book by Hannah Mule. It's only 2 by 2 inches, and I decided to do this as a backdrop to the topic that I would like to address today, which is the empty nest. So, if you are an empty nester, I hope this video finds you well, and hopefully it will give you some ideas on how to handle the situation and what's next for you in life. As you can see, the book here is the Hannah Mule Zigzag. It is a concertina. It's quite tiny. This is something that I wanted to do because the book is so tiny and so curious that I just needed to paint something in it. I did have a lot of fun, and it will illustrate what art can do for us in terms of peace and relaxation. So, as I start painting, let's go ahead and start talking about the main topic, which is the empty nesters. A couple of days ago, my sister and I were talking on the phone, and she mentioned that she wanted to take pottery classes. I wasn't surprised to hear this because the youngest of her kids are now in college. They are twins. She has an eldest daughter as well, but she went through college and she's already living on her own and doing well. But at the time her eldest daughter went to college, she still had the twins at home. So she didn't really have time to feel an empty home and the feelings that come with that. However, this past year, I have watched her be super busy working with her twins, preparing them to go to college and leaving home because they went to different states. So now that they have successfully started college, she is alone in her home. And she told me that she was planning to sign up for pottery classes in a way to uh, have some time for herself. Now, my sister is the type of person that is very analytic. She has a very stressful job, so that keeps her busy in itself. But now that she's alone, I can understand why she feels the need of filling up her life with different experiences. And that got me thinking about the empty nest. So let's start talking about something that many parents experience, not just my sister, and that is called the empty nest syndrome. I honestly do not like to call it a syndrome, but rather a phase, because it is a phase in life, a phase in which change is the main character. And change is never easy. It's very hard to adapt to a new routine. Let me just say that many parents do not experience this, but many more do. And it's a natural thing. When your children grow up and leave home, it's a major life change. As I mentioned, I am seeing it with my sister, and even though I am not a parent myself, I can tell that this phase brings up a lot of different emotions. I'm sure my sister's house feels quieter. The daily routines she had are changing, and suddenly there's more space and time. And sometimes the more space and time can get really loud. This phase can feel strange, and it's completely normal to feel a mix of emotions. Pride because your kids are off to college and going to start their own independent life. Sadness because they are no longer with you. And maybe even a sense of being lost. You've spent so many years caring for your kids, and when they leave, it's natural to wonder what comes next in your life. But what I want to remind you is that this is completely normal. It is a normal process. The feelings you're having are part of adjusting to a new stage in your life, and it's okay to feel them. In fact, I think it's important that you allow yourself to experience these emotions in a healthy way. If we look at these changes in a different light, then we can also see that this change can bring new opportunities, even if it might not feel that way at first. You've got a chance to explore who you are outside of being a parent, reconnect with friends, and maybe discover new things. So let's talk about what you might be feeling and some ways to navigate through this phase. During this phase, parents often experience a range of emotions, both positive and challenging. You might feel happy and proud for your kids who are just starting their own lives. But at the same time, you could feel sad because the house feels empty without them. Parents often experience a range of emotions, both positive and challenging. You might feel happy and proud that your kids are starting their own lives, but at the same time, you could feel sad because they have left the house. Now it feels rather empty. There's also a feeling of uncertainty. For years, your life revolved around your children, their needs, their schedules, their activities. Now that things have slowed down, it can feel like you've lost part of your routine or even part of your identity as a caregiver. It's a big adjustment, and it's okay to feel unsure about what to do next. Another common feeling is loneliness. Your house was probably full of noise and activities, and now it's just quiet. And this can be difficult, especially if your social life revolved around your kids' activities. Sometimes it's easy to feel isolated when those social connections start to fade. You might also experience a sense of loss. Parenting is such a big part of who you are, and now that your role has shifted, you might feel like something is missing. This can lead to moments of grief, as though a chapter of your life has ended. But it's important to remember that these feelings are normal. They are part of the natural transition that comes with this stage. Give yourself the space to process these feelings and be kind to yourself as you do this. Sometimes these feelings can become overwhelming. If you start to feel hopeless or depressed, or if you find that these emotions are getting in the way of your day-to-day life, it might be a good idea to reach out for help. Depression is not uncommon during big life changes, and it's important to talk to a professional about it if you're struggling. There's no shame in seeking support. Talking to someone can help you manage your emotions in a very healthy way. One of the biggest opportunities during this time is the ability to reconnect with yourself. After years taking care of your kids and having your kids be the center of all your attention, you now have the chance to focus on what makes you happy. This can be both exciting and a little intimidating. You may not know exactly where to start, and that's okay. Think about the things you used to enjoy before life got so busy with raising kids. Did you have hobbies that you loved but had to put on hold? Maybe creative in a way, like painting or writing or even gardening. Or maybe you used to love going for long walks, reading books, but you just didn't have the time anymore. Now is your chance to rediscover those interests. Start small. You don't need to jump into anything big right away. Try setting aside a little time each day to do something you enjoy, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes. It could be reading a book, trying a new recipe, or simply going for a walk and enjoying some fresh air. These small steps help you reconnect with yourself and remind you of what brings you joy. As you start to explore these interests, you might find new things that you never had time to pursue before. Maybe you've always wanted to try something like photography, pottery, or learning a new language. This phase of life gives you the freedom to explore the things that you've always wanted to do without the pressure of a busy household. Reconnecting with yourself can be a rewarding part of this journey, and it helps you see this time as one of growth and not just change. Another important aspect of this time is to reconnect with people. Over the years, life gets busy and friendships can drift, even within your own marriage. So now that you have the time and space to reach out to old friends or come closer to your partner or husband or wife, you can rebuild those connections. Maybe there are friends you haven't seen in a while, so this could be a great time to send a message, meet for coffee, or simply catch up over the phone. These friendships can bring a lot of comfort, especially if you're feeling lonely or disconnected. Spending time with people who know you well can be reassuring and help you feel more grounded. It's also a reminder that you're not alone in this phase. Many of your friends may be going through similar experiences as well. But this isn't just about reconnecting with old friends, now is it? The empty nest phase is also an opportunity to make new connections. You might want to join local groups or classes where you can meet people with similar interests. It could be an art class, a fitness group, a book club, whatever feels right for you. Meeting new people during this time of transition can bring fresh energy and new perspectives into your lives. If you're interested in art, for example, taking a local art class can help you learn new skills while meeting others who share your interests. If you enjoy physical activities, joining a walking or jogging group can be a great way to stay active and make new friends at the same time. Oh my God, I cannot say it. These small steps towards having a social connection can be quite beneficial during this time. One of the ways to navigate the emotions that come with the empty nest is through creative outlets like art, for example. Whether it's painting or drawing, art gives you a way to express what you're feeling. And that is so, so key. Because sometimes we do not have the words to express how we're feeling. And finding a non-verbal way to express them in such a safe way, because nobody else has to see your art. This is for you. And who knows, maybe you want others to see it. But if you don't have to show it to anyone. So let's remove that little stigma out of the way. Art is very, very personal. So since art can give you that expressive outlet, it can be especially helpful when you do not have the words to describe the emotions that you're feeling. Watercolors, for example, are quite simple and relaxing. They are a form of art that anyone can try and anyone can do. You don't need a lot of materials and you don't have to worry about being perfect. The beauty of watercolors is in the process. Just watching the colors blend and flowing water can be rather soothing. I can tell you from experience, because when I started using watercolors, I was in a very deep depression, and thankfully, I have been out of my depression for a while now. As I mentioned before, watercolors can be a wonderful way to process your feelings without the pressure of making something right. Art also helps you focus on the present. When you're creating, your mind slows down and it helps you to start noticing details. How the paint moves, the sound of the brush on the paper, the way the colors interact with one another. And this can bring you into the present moment, helping you to manage stress and find a sense of calm. But if watercolors aren't your thing, that's okay. There are many ways to explore creativity. You can try photography, knitting, journaling, acrylics, oils, pastels, pencils, crayons. Doesn't matter what the medium is. The matter is to find something that helps you express your emotions and bring you joy. And that's last part is very important. Do whatever is going to bring you joy. Art can also be a form of mindfulness. So when you're creating, you're so focused on the here and now. And that's such a gift. It can be a great way to reduce anxiety and feel more centered. It's not about the end result, it's about giving yourself space to create and reflect. Alongside creativity, practicing mindfulness is another way to take care of yourself during this time. Mindfulness means being present and paying attention to what's happening right now without judgment. It's a helpful tool when life feels overwhelming or when emotions are hard to manage. You can practice mindfulness in small, simple ways. It might be as easy as taking a few deep breaths and focus on how your body feels. Or you could take a few minutes to sit quietly and enjoy a cup of tea. Or pay attention to the warmth and the taste. If you're creating art, You can practice mindfulness by focusing on the sensations of the painting, the movement of the brush, the colors on the paper, the sound of the pencil as it moves. Mindfulness helps bring your attention to the present, which can reduce stress and help you feel more balanced. Taking care of yourself in other ways is also important. This could mean going for a walk, eating well, or making time for activities that relax you. You do not need any extra stress in your life. Think about anything that can set you in a relaxed mood. Self-care doesn't have to be big or complicated. It's about doing something that makes you feel good and give you time to recharge. Going through the empty nest phase can feel like a big change in life, but it's also full of opportunities. This is your time to reconnect with yourself, to reach out to old friends, and even meet new people. It's a chance to explore new and amazing things that you've always wanted to do, or even start something like watercolors, of course, or other forms of art. I also want to say that it's okay to feel sad or uncertain during this time. These feelings are natural and they are part of the process of adjusting to something new, something that has changed in your life. These feelings are quite natural and they are part of the process of adjustment to this new stage in your life. If you're struggling with your emotions or feeling overwhelmed, don't hesitate to reach out for help. There's always support available, and talking to a professional can make a huge difference. This phase of life is about growth, not just change. It's about finding new ways to enjoy life, exploring new interests, and creating a sense of fulfillment. Take your time, be kind to yourself, and embrace the opportunities that comes with this new chapter in your life. And I really, really do hope that you find that happiness and know that you haven't lost your life altogether. You haven't lost your kids. They will be coming back home. There's Thanksgiving, Christmas, and summers, and they will get married and have children, and there's the grandmother or the grandfather to take care of them and help the kids, because it's never ending. It's the circle of life. And so, for example, with my sister, she told me just today that her daughter is coming back home from Colorado to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas with her. So the separation might feel huge because it is a change, but it's also a small gap in time. You will get together with them again, you will see them again, and you will mother them again or father them. So, with that said, my friends, I really truly hope that you have enjoyed this video. And I also hope that, even if in a small way, I have been able to give you some ideas on how to navigate this time in your life. And if you do decide to start working in creative ways, like watercolors, for example, once again, that you give it a shot. It's quite simple. It's really fun. It's a way to relax and just focus on the here and the now. And as you can see, the painting that I've been doing here, it's quite fun to do. It's just simple blocks, rectangles, squares, lines, points, decorating. But during all that time, you're focusing on what you're doing and you're spending quality time with yourself doing something creative that really, really does help you center, ground yourself, and be quite calm. And I think that's the beauty of, or the magic, let's just say, of art, no matter the type of art that you are wanting to do. So, with that said, to all the new people around, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I hope that you take a chance and subscribe to the channel today. And to those of you who have been subscribed to the channel, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I will really appreciate it. I think the algorithm monster has completely forgotten about me. And so whenever you click the like button, the subscribe button, and you make a comment, it tells the algorithm that you enjoyed what you saw, and it will suggest it to other friends that might like the same type of video. So hopefully you'll do that for me. And with that said, I will tell you that the next video that will be coming up, it's about the care package that I put together for my sister, because she will be starting watercolors, and I am so looking forward to seeing her embrace this type of activity in her life now as an empty nester. Also, yeah, that's it. I think that's what I wanted to say. So don't forget to be on the lookout for that video so you can tell me whether or not I did good with what I selected for her, and so you can know exactly why I selected those particular things to send her. So with that said, my friends, we've come to the end of my chat today, and there's a little bit extra to go on the video, so I will leave you to that. But thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. So with that said, please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Be kind to one another. And to you, empty nester, that have been watching this video until the end, take care of yourself and be kind to yourself. And know that this too is going to pass. Until the next video, bye.